Alright, gather around everyone because Blizzard have done it again. Not even a single day has yet passed and Blizzard has already managed to make everyone angry again. And it involves Diablo 4, the big game that everyone wants to see and wants to succeed. So that's pretty bad.
So apparently Diablo had some other thing happen, right? Blizzard has to postpone this race. So this is like, let me see if I can
By
find the clip, and it gets on Twitter. So the first 1,000 people that reach level 100 on hardcore mode will have their name etched in a statue. Get this shit out of here. Immortalized on a statue of Lilith.
Okay.
I think it's in real life. I don't know. So they get their names on the statue. And
I can already tell that Zizarian's video is on point because you can buy power in the battle pass, and the winner is gonna be someone who just spends a lot of money in the battle pass. Well played, Blizzard. Well played.
Responded to this and I said I can't wait to react to the death compilations this will create. Thank you, Blizzard.
Good stuff.
However, this has not come without controversy. That's right.
Obviously.
To all the Diablo 4 reviewers whose playtime is up and your character's progress deleted, sorry. But can't wait to see you on launch day, 6 days till early access. That was yesterday.
And a SpongeBob meme. Wow, so relatable. I already feel better about my life.
Can you talk about those same creators competing in the race event you guys announced? This gives an extreme unfair advantage. This is not a new season. Setting a precedent of unfair expectations is not a good look. How does deleting all of their progress and making them start at the same time as everyone else give them an unfair advantage?
Ooh,
I'm going to watch the Zizran video about this first, and then after I watch his video, I would give my take on this, but
Asmongold doesn't have a take because I can't figure it out an instantaneous 2-second response to that. How does that give an advantage? Because they have already played it nonetheless and nothing's changed, so they already know everything that's gonna happen in the most efficient routes. Kind of seems a little bit low, and he probably also can say that much because that's not complicated. So maybe there's something else.
I think that he's pretty much going to say a lot of the same stuff I'm going to say. So I think that I'll just go along with him.
Yeah, he's going to obviously say the same stuff you're going to say because you're going to say things after him.
Because he's probably going to be one of the people who's actually competing in this.
True.
Hi, Zizran here with another video, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the recent Diablo 4 controversy.
Oh my god. When was the last time 5 days went by without
the Blizzard controversy?
Like,
exactly.
I don't remember.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
About the Statue of Lilith hardcore race.
Oh my god.
So for those that don't know, the first 1,000 people to reach level 100 on hardcore mode and tweet Diablo 4 hardcore with proof of your username immortalized on a Statue of Lilith. They're making this big ass statue in real life, probably they're going to show off at BlizzCon. Obviously this is something people think is really...
It's probably going to be small. It's probably not going to be that big. You think Blizzard's going to actually waste money on that?
They're really cool, and this is what you can win by being one of the first.
Also, what are you gonna do if the engraven name needs to be like something dick much or something like that? Is Blizzard gonna do it, or they're gonna like pass?
The fucking people that get top 10 write their names on her boobs.
Also,
just like on Twitch.
1,000 people to reach level 100 on hardcore. Now, when does this race start? Does it start in Season 1? That starts a month after Season 0 launch. No, it actually starts on Season 0. So this starts at launch, which means that you can pay $20 to start a few days early. Which is
that's also
a very, very big problematic thing. And
there's no shot that they start at... No, wait, they can't not start the race, right? Dude, this is so stupid. I didn't even think of that.
And on top of that, you also have that a lot of content creators are now coming out and saying that they've been able to play. I believe somebody said they've played 1,000 hours already of Diablo 4.
That's a lot.
And a lot of content creators have on their stream said that they have an exact plan for themselves to what to do in the race and how to get level 100 and be one of the first racers.
Bro, imagine not using
this is obviously very, very impactful for those
imagine
of us that
playing
aren't
a barbarian
in the race. And let alone the fact that you're actually right, the people that are saying there aren't that many content creators, there's less than 20, less than 30 probably, that are competitive racers that have had access, right? But content creators aside, people can pay $20 to start the race 4 days early, which is obviously a huge deal. Dude. I feel like this definitely contradicts what they said with Diablo 4 was not going to be pay to win, and I don't understand how you can justify Diablo 4 not being pay to win when now there is an official race. This is nothing to do with a ladder or anything like crazy.
Did you get a faster start by paying 20 extra bucks? I didn't even think of that. That's so stupid.
Created by the players. This is an official race by the developers with an actual prize.
It's like if you had the 10 Commandments and God put an 11th one on there because somebody got to the mountain earlier than Moses. That's basically where we're at.
That you can pay $20 to start early. So this is
question marks in the chat.
People that are in poor income regions.
Question marks in the chat. No one understands what he meant. That was so cryptic. Wow.
For example, Brazil, where it's multiple weeks wages to be able to buy just the basic version of the game.
Don't they have adjusted prices in different regions based off of their economy?
Is that the case?
I know that they have that for... No, they don't?
No?
Really? Well, I know people used to
that was a thing, though.
To buy like WoW subs in like South American countries. They took it away. Okay.
Oh.
It just adjusted for some companies, but not Blizzard. Okay. I didn't know if it was changed or
I
if it
thought
was
it's
that, like,
Blizzard also. Wow.
But yeah, that's good to know. I wasn't sure of like the current status of it.
$20 makes a very big difference there, and obviously still people from those regions do want to enter and compete as well. And something that added to this drama, we'll read out Rod Ferguson's tweet here. To all the Diablo 4 reviewers whose playtime is up and your character's progress is deleted, sorry, but can't wait to see you on launch day, only 6 days till early access. The Saga YouTube replied saying, can we talk about those same content creators competing in a race event you guys announced? This gives an extremely unfair advantage. This is not a new season, and setting a new precedent of unfair advantages is not a good look. Rod replies saying, how does deleting all their progress, making them start at the same time as everybody else, give them an unfair advantage? Tie Killer retweeted this and said, okay.
Yeah, this was funny. I saw Ty's tweet about this earlier.
We'll both start over fresh in Path of Exile, and we'll do an Act 5 Kitava race. It's fair because we're starting at the same time.
For sure.
Now, obviously, we all know that the more you play a game, the more experienced and the more of an advantage. If you've gotten to practice the race for 2 weeks, you're obviously going to be better than people that are playing it fresh for the first time.
Yep.
So I replied saying there's a pretty big advantage for having experienced everything already. Path of Exile counters this by yes. You're welcome to experience.
Okay, so we're not gonna get any kind of unique advantage points here. It's just gonna be the classic. Okay.
Experience and review things early, but if you do, you're
I like how this guy says nobody asked.
Dude.
He got no likes on his tweet. And
well, obviously. It got ratioed. It got 2 comments.
Like, it's just like...
Ouch.
Oh, it's so sad.
He actually literally asked, you can see.
Win competitions, which is pretty fair, and it doesn't impact journalists and content creators.
Actually apologize.
There's obviously a lot of value in letting people experience things and review things so they have reviews to hype up the game and stuff like that. Generally, Path of Exile does the same thing where you there is like a...
Update here, by the way. Zizrance in chat. What's up, man?
Oh, also, there's not going to be any Battle Pass pay to win because the Battle Pass doesn't come in, right? It's not instantaneous. Okay, so that's where I'm mistaken. The Battle Pass is not going to be the pay to win thing because, well, you can't buy it. But the Battle Pass would be pay to win because you can literally buy Pulver in it.
Apparently, Zizrane corrected him and said he literally did ask, and Alejandro did turn out and apologize for saying that nobody asked, because in fact someone did ask.
Wow.
That someone happened to be the game director.
The current state of the
Alpha
world.
server, and anywhere from like 3 days to 6 days before a new league comes up. Some content creators are able to access this and play already. However, if they do, they're not able to enter any races at all. They're not able to win any prizes or anything.
Just go back and read this.
Oh,
server,
yeah.
And anywhere from like 3 days to 6 days before a new league comes up. Some content creators are able to access this and play already. However, if they do, they're not.
So you're telling me essentially that PoE has already gotten one over Diablo 4 before the game even officially launched, and they had to do nothing to do it. Amazing.
Not able to enter any races at all. They're not able to win any prizes or anything.
And that's what I said, like, because PoE had like priority queue for streamers, and like people were mad about this.
Obviously.
I said that like PoE, like, now they have like their servers are a lot better, so it's like not a big deal. But like this is what I said they should have done since the beginning, right? Is that I think you should have priority queue for like streamers and content creators. But if you have races that require you to log in, you should not, like, you shouldn't be able to get in that.
Yep.
You shouldn't be able to be part of a race that has to do with your online time if you can skip the line. It's not fair.
Makes sense. Checks out.
They're not able to make content.
Because like I also think that it's a good thing that streamers and content creators can actually go in and play the game, because like obviously it benefits the game. New content creator comes in, they play it. It's more interesting for the viewers than watching a loading screen or like a login screen, and it advertises the game better, right? So like you have the marketing without the dilution of the value of the race, right? So it's just kind of an obvious decision.
Before it is actually out, they're not even allowed to use alpha content, so they do actually have to record on the same server as everybody else, which I am a big fan of. I think that's a lot more fair. Doesn't give a huge advantage to those that have early access. I am one of the people that have early access in Path of Exile, and I haven't used that since like 2017 or 2018. When they actually asked me for feedback, that's when I was starting to organize more races, and Path of Exile was starting to have a more competitive scene, and they asked me, how do you feel about the fact that if we have people play on the alpha, they can't win competitions anymore? And I was like, that's an amazing point. Now that we're starting to have competitions, I think that's definitely what we should do. And when
because you don't want to have people feel like they're at a disadvantage because they're not on the short list of good boys, you know?
True.
Started having competitions, I've also not been playing alpha since then, because I don't want to have an advantage in a competitive space over anyone else. So I think that's very fair. Now, that being said, I've seen a lot of people have been suggesting...
Do people don't care about PoE races? I remember I once watched like 5 minutes of a race, and you know what happened? Someone got a tabula rasa drop. Someone got a tabula rasa drop on like Act 2 or something. And they won. Surprise, surprise. They won. And it didn't really have a lot to do with skill. It just was a tabula rasa drop. Congratulations. Here's your free 6-link. And we're doing what? Act 4, 5? Oh, okay. Well, yeah. 6-link is going to be completely busted.
Well... shouldn't all the content creators that have had access not be able to participate in the race then? Which I surprisingly don't think is the way to go. The reason I say that is because something like this would be really unfair to those content creators without knowing that they were losing the ability to participate in a race that they might...
That's a really good point that he brings up. I actually didn't think of this, because like if I was Blizzard,
yeah, they didn't
probably
know.
Would just say, okay, well, like, if I was Blizzard, I would just ignore the entire thing and do it anyway, and who gives a fuck. And that's probably what they'll do. But like if I was going to address this topic to begin with, which is something that I'm not sure they'll do or not, I think the best solution to this, the best thing to do, would be just wait till season 1. Easy solution. There it is. Done.
No, that is a bad solution, because the whole point of this race is literally to generate extra hype for the game on release. There's no other point for this race actually. So waiting until... anything that involves delaying the race is an automatic not solution for Blizzard, because they want this to be a huge advertisement thing. This only exists as a huge advertisement thing, you know? And that's it. That's it. So any solution that involves delaying it obviously will not cut it.
And then the second best option would be to make it this, make it to where the people that were playing early access couldn't compete.
That would
kind
work,
of sucks
though.
for them because they didn't know.
Yeah.
You're
that does
disqualifying
suck,
yourself
though.
from something way ahead of time before you even knew about it.
Yeah.
Thousands of people had access to the in-game beta and test 6.5 months ago, and they had much longer access. Granted, a small amount.
That's also true.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Otherwise have said, no, I will just not have that access and still participate in the race the same way I do with Path of Exile. Instead, I think the perfect solution here would be to postpone this race until Season 1, and we have the Lilith race in Season 1 that will equalize the playing field because Season 1 doesn't...
There maybe will be a Season 1 race if the first race actually is good enough. You know, Blizzard is testing the waters with this.
Start all the way until a month later. That means that everybody has a chance to practice for 1 full month, and even that playing field, then those content creators don't have a huge advantage anymore, and everybody can adapt around it. So I think that would generally be what I would suggest. So for those
I think that's the cleanest option, and I think you've got to think. Okay, so number one, there's a lot of people that say who cares, right? You don't care about the race.
Okay.
You're not going to be in the race.
Obviously, yes.
Why would you give a fuck about this for any reason? This is totally irrelevant to you.
I don't know what Asmongold is going to say, but I'm going to say the only answer that fits in this situation. Even if something does not impact me directly, if it impacts the world that I live in, the world that I care about, the communities that I care about, everything, yeah, it does affect me. I do care. Even if I don't participate in it, as long as it makes the world worse where I live, I do care about it.
But, let's be real. The people that care about this are the top 1% of everybody and the devs. So, everybody else, your average Diablo Andy, your Diablo Dans, they are not going to be they don't have anything to do with this. They don't give a fuck about it at all.
Yep.
So, and I think that it goes both ways. It will not affect them one way or another. It's not like this is going to have any effect on their gameplay. So the only people...
Well, to be honest, the people who are currently talking about this, 99.9% of them will also not participate in it, but they do care about it.
That are being affected by this are a sliver, of a fraction of a percent. You're talking about this is a 0.1% type thing going on here, right? Virgins, neckbeards, welfare recipients,
disgusting,
and neeks. Basically, this is the target audience for this race here.
Viables,
and
40s.
To them, if they feel like the race doesn't have integrity or merit to it, I think that's a bad thing. So, in general, if somebody says, I don't care about this race, well, I mean, bro, you're not going to be 60 until a month into the game, so the race doesn't really care about you either. But I think for the people involved, it would be cool for Blizzard to just postpone it until Season 1. Because that makes, I think that for a lot of the people that actually are going to have a shot at getting their name on the statue, I would assume probably 20 to 30% of those people would probably prefer if it was in Season 1 rather than the exact beginning of the game.
Well, he said a minority of those people, but saying that means that the 60 cent, the 80% of the player base wants this unfair advantage. Kind of an interesting way to put that.
Because everybody would have a fair shot. Especially the people that didn't have a chance to play.
Me, Steel, Karn, and Noogie are going to be trying for first level 100. We are obviously going to be at a pretty big disadvantage. None of us have had early access at all. With that being said, we're still going to do our best and try as much as we can and just hope that we can know life and learn really fast. And obviously a lot of the content from the content creators will be getting posted on the 30th, so we're going to try to deep dive and learn as much as we can ahead of start from what people know already and see if we can use that to our advantage. Either way, just wanted to make this video talking a little bit about it.
Okay, time to place your bets, boys. how many of the first 100 players are gonna be sorceresses? How many? Like 80, do you think? Maybe 90 of the top 100 spots are gonna be source players? I think that seems about right.
It's obviously
and zero droids, obviously.
Because I love racing in video games, and there's nothing more exciting than the launch of a video game, and this definitely takes away a little bit from that with other people having had access and played everything. My favorite time of a video game is...
It's like the first month, man. The first month of a big game like Diablo 4 is like... Dude, it's fucking magical, man. It's magical. Like Lost Ark was like that. New World was like that. Like even the new PoE, like a big PoE expansion is like that. Oh, it's so fucking good, man.
That's why they can't deal like
access. Nobody has had alpha, everything like that, and we're all exploring everything together, finding out things. You're hearing about like rumors, somebody found something special, whereas now it feels a little bit like, well, it sounds like everything is fully explored and already figured out. We're just going to get guides from people telling exactly how it is instead of getting guides over time from what people have learned. So I'm definitely more of a fan of that, like occurring naturally over time.
Those things are equivalent, by the way. Guides from people who already know something are the exact same as guides from people who learn things over time.
Over a week or two after the game is launched, then having everything ready to be posted 2 days before launch.
I kind of agree. I mean, I know that, like, you know, that's just the way it is now.
Yep.
But I do kind of wish that we could go back to the old days where, like, I mean, even with Elden Ring. And I want you guys to keep this in mind. People knew what the best weapons in Elden Ring were on the first week of the game coming out. Right? It took more time for people to figure out, like, every little nuance of the game, sure. But it's not like it was some sort of like real adventure. Like most of the time whenever...
This point, I always feel that the points like this are strange because they're 100% true. Nothing he said was incorrect. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, they allow... Nowadays, we just can swap and exchange this information so easy. Previously, this information was always there, but no one knew about it because there was not like one place where you can just find all this information. Now you have the most popular dedicated forums, Reddits, YouTube videos, everything. So yeah, obviously everything gets solved in a week because now the masses of millions can literally just talk to one another without problems.
Whenever these games come out, people, it's like their job to figure these games out as fast as possible.
Also true.
And I think that it's just the nature of having a video game that people make their job. And whenever you do that, guess what's going to happen? Well, a lot of people are going to play it 20 hours a day because the people that get the content out there first that's the best, they're the ones that are going to get the most views. And if it's your job and you're, you know, working for yourself and it's a massively competitive space, well, you've got to do everything that you can to put yourself at an advantage.
Yep.
So it makes sense that you have people that are, you know...
This also, by the way, I already thought before about this, but I really doubt it's going to happen. But considering the prize is like signing a statue, there is a small chance that someone's going to try to DDoS, right? It just makes sense.
Effectively taking that magic out of the game because it's kind of like their job to do it. And, you know, for better or for worse, that's just the way it is now.
That's just the way it is.
I'd love to hear what you guys think. If you think my opinion is stupid, if you agree with it, either way, post it in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stop if you like the...
Man, by the way, leave it to Zazarian to put himself on half the damn screen. You're 5'1", dude. Like, come on. Make yourself a bit smaller, okay? So it's easier for everyone else.
Video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.
Especially now, because the race.
Nice.
So yeah, I think that it's a really easy Blizzard W to just delay it until Season 1. It's like such an easy...
It's such a bad idea. Come on, Asmongold. Rub those two brain cells together. Make them do the extra work. You don't have anything else left. Come on. It's so simple. It's a release thing. No one cares after. No one cares. Come on. You got this. You got... Think! Think, Asmund! Think! Come on. This is such an easy thing to figure out.
Blizzard W. Like, I get why they're doing it on release, because it's kind of like this cool, like, fresh thing where everybody starts off. I think also, like, if Blizzard ever did something like this again, or thought about doing something...
I guess he was as close as he would ever get.
...like this again, it would be totally fine, in my mind, if they just said, hey, fuck it, we're gonna just tell people that, like, they can have the alpha, but they can't join the race whenever it comes out. Doing it on release and stuff.
That also is something Blizzard will never do, because that will automatically involve controversy.
This is players to buy a 3-day early access, though. That is true. I mean, I would kind of argue that, like, if you're playing a game and you're going to get to level 100, like, you're definitely going to be getting your money's worth out of that game. And asking somebody to pay a little bit extra money for that is not a big deal. Like, if you're even thinking about going anywhere near level 100, it's not that big of a deal to me. But I think that overall, it's just kind of weird. It's weird whenever you have a race that starts at 3 different places for 3 different groups of people. You have the people that were playing the alpha, you have the people that were buying the early access, and you have the people that are playing the game on release.
Yep.
So it's
a lot of stuff, huh?
Probably not a great idea to do it. Probably better to just move forward. And the Maxwell team agreed to not participate, but let's be honest, they'd probably be first anyway. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'd probably be in the top 1,000 for sure. No doubt.
Yeah.
It's an unequal race, yeah. It's a huge handicap. It's not weird. There are no sports that do it that way. There are sports who do it that way. Golf, for example.
Golf?
Well, I don't know how, like, I don't play professional golf. I don't know anything about it. So, yeah.
That can't be true. I'm not a big golfer, but golf fans are on the same exact tier as curling fans. Those people will go to your house and lynch you if you do even anything remotely unholy to their sport. It's absolute insanity. Now, so, you know, an unfair advantage in golf, someone's head is literally going to be rolling down the street.
Yeah. They'd be top 20.
Insane.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, Rax and all them are, like, super serious. They cut a bunch of creators. I don't know about that. Let's see here.
And then this race turns into discussion about Adderall use.
And I'll link
That's
you guys
great.
a video. This is a Zizrain video. As soon as Diablo 4 comes out, I'm sure Zizrain's going to have a lot of videos.
Yep, remember to
about
like my video.
Guy makes a ton of
True.
PoE guides. I've been watching them for the better part of a decade now. And so make sure to give him a sub. And
yep,
you know,
sub to the channel right here. Press the sub.
Sweet, to the point, good. No bullshit.
Yeah.
There you go. So, yeah. This is a definitely a W video. I don't think this is like a big deal. Like with Blizzard, it's not like this is going to ruin the game. It's not like this is going to like hurt the game in the long run or anything like that.
They do one shady thing, people don't care. You know what? Well, they're gonna maybe do another shady thing. You know what? People don't care again. You know what? Well, surprise, surprise, they're doing a third shady thing. Wow. People, not really a lot of backlash, huh? And, well, they're doing all these shady things constantly. No one seems to care. How about we do some real dick grinding things, okay? How about we do some real bad things? Will we do them? Well, our player base is really, really used to already getting completely from behind, you know? So they're not complaining a lot. Wow, how about we implement more bad mechanics, more abusive player mechanics, more pay-to-win mechanics, and guess what? No one's complaining. Why? Because they have been taught from an early age to not complain about things like this. Ain't it beautiful? Anyway, that's pretty much it. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.